last week was like, hey man, are you sure that you want to join a BK conference? Saying them that they don't need it. No, not actually. As like, let's start for a couple of words about me. I'm Vasilii. I'm staff engineer at TradeRepublic with many years of experience as a backend engineer. With 5 years in banking and with the last 2 in TradeRepublic being in a developer experience team. So we care about developer experience, about how to deliver changes fast with quality and with any friction. So we work on it and in my team. And I have stolen a couple of slides from our marketing. So you see, TradeRepublic provides and promotes democratizing wealth for you. Give us your money and save it for your pension, for your future. Get rid of pension gap that is like common for Europe. So we ask people to like, hey, give us money. And the second marketing slide is about big organizations that like regulates us. We should comply with this regulation. We should tell investors with their audits that we spend their money in a good fashion, to provide quality products again. Some cash partners again, big names there. Yes, so why you should understand. We work with money. We understand the risks. Our business is about money. Our business is about trust because nobody gives us money without this trust. We follow strict regulation, and for example, Buffy, he like dreaming about like finding something in our processes is do not comply. Okay, say might have a chance, but not actually. And we are in a crowded market now. There are many neobanks here that just starting, and we should compete with them. Many new names, many neobanks. So, like with that, you might think that we have a lot of bureaucracy with our releases, right? Like a lot of, and how we get there. But actually, no bureaucracy with our releases. They're just numbers. We have 500 deploys a day. Deploys to production, actually. Many deploys to staging, development, but that's only production. We had more than 100 microservices. We had 240 feature flags at the moment. So we are releasing constantly at 2 or 3 minutes at TradeRepublic there is a release. So how come? Yeah, and we have 0 dedicated QA engineers, actually. Yes, we have individual contributors. We have product owners, but no QAs. And that's my first slide because we had one. And I say you about this one person later and how we hire the person dedicated to quality and why. And we think it's important to not miss it. So we start from another series. We start with question. When is the right moment to release? For example, you have your idea or you have your code to commit. And when is the right time to release? First of all, how to measure our velocity. So from school, from physics, velocity is just the number of features we deliver divided by time we deliver. So if we like say this T is like 1 month, 2 weeks, or a week, just we use these similar time slots and understand our velocity. So actually we can get rid of this, just right amount of deployments is just what we measure. And with product mindset that we promote in TradeRepublic, measuring things before applying it, understanding how we measure success or not is very important. And again, after this question, what stops you from deploying changes just now, this time? And there are 2 things. First of all, it's your release procedures. You might be releasing once a week, once a month, once a sprint. Yes, your release procedures can stop you from releasing today. Because I have it now, but my release is on Saturday. And another thing, I'm from developer experience, so I care about developers. And the second thing actually stop you from deploying things is deployment anxiety. Actually, it's fear. Because like, just, I don't know, raise your hand when you, in 6 months, get in touch with a repository you never seen before, with the code, with configuration. You never seen it, but you need to contribute into it. Who faced this issue? So like recently, it's 6 months. Oh, Not many. And I understand. It's standard because many people just work with this repository, this service, this configuration, and that's it. But it's really common when you have a collective ownership that you go there, commit something, go there, release something, go there, help this feature. And when you see the repository, this service first time, yes, you have this anxiety. What if I have many changes, block someone? What if there's some bugs? And usually you speak with QA, yes? Like, hey guys, am I safe? Is it okay? Is it fine? And you okay, you share this responsibility and you can release that can help you with deployment fear. Not our way, as you can understand. So we go another way, and if you want to stick with the same approach someday, I can show you ingredients, and you have all of these ingredients in your kitchens also. First of all, trunk-based. You know that? Everybody knows that. There are feature branches, deployment strategies, different deployment strategies, feature branches, JIT flow, and trunk-based. And trunk-based considered like really complex, but it's really simple because it's main branch and it's feature branches. And that's it. And what with deployment anxiety when you're okay, we don't want JIT flow, go trunk-based development? That is our employee to excite. Because really, it's the main branch. I commit to it, I block something goes wrong, what's happening, and I'm really bothered with this. There are pros and cons of trunk-based development. It's really simpler. It allows you, enables faster integration. It enables CI/CD native support. But there are cons that are drawbacks. It requires high discipline because you should understand you should have processes at least in your house to deploy it, to test it somehow. When you are an engineer without educated QA, it's really tricky maybe. And also, trunk-based development very often requires you to adopt feature plugging, feature toggles, and that also adds complexity. So, deployment fear is just deployment anxiety. It's it's raising because no resolution, feature flags you should handle, high risk actually, every time you commit to the main range. But we can handle it, actually. We can make it less. And so, first of all, first pillar, CI and integration. And it's just a fancy word. Continuous integration, it's fancy word for just, automated testing before you do something. Testing that does not involve people. Automate. And when you have CI integration testing, you should care about coverage. I think 80% is meaningful number. You should have their unit and integration test, security checks. It's good to have there before you merging to main to not introduce new securities. Lint manifest, also good to do there. Formatting your code, also good to do there. No human involvement. Verify metadata, anything you want. Even some delivery parts could be on the part of CI, for example, development and deploying it to staging. So when we have all of it, some automated check, our anxiety is less. But still that's not enough. Rollback. That's really important. So when you introduce something, it's very good for your deployment fear is to have an emergency brake. You can have a button. If you had a button, you push it, you back to the past. Yes, not back to the future, but back to the past. And you're okay. You can mitigate issue, you can find further fix for the more amount of times that it's released, it's there, and you are thinking with the whole team how to do that, how to fix it. No, you just, first of all, do rollback, go back in time, and you fix it. To do that, and this rollback is very important. It should be, and again, a good number is less than 2 minutes. So it's not 5 minutes, it's not 15 minutes, it's not an hour, it's not rebuild whole of your application again from another release, from another commit, but it should be really fast. And to handle this fast, in a fast manner, we should version everything. Actually, build once, deploy many. It's about releasing, yes? You build, you test, and then you containerize already tested artifact. You use it later. So you can use new, you can decline new. Okay, that's not enough. You can deploy all. You must not rebuild the artifact. You should do it with version, these containers. And that's very important when you want to implement rollback. And your deployment fear is just less because of MTTR. What's MTTR? It's mean time to recovery. If you have an issue, less mean time to recovery, less you worry about if you do something. Another thing we should not miss is observability. And it's not about service observability, golden signals, latencies, etc. You should have it. You should have alerts also. You should have it, obviously. It should be on equality conference. But also you should observe pipelines, because when you push, there are many, many automated shapes. There are many deployments behind the curtain. And so you shouldn't like go to every system during your deployment, during your testing, but you should expect it's green. You go, it's green, but when it's not green, you are alert. In Slack, in PagerDuty, everywhere, but you should have a notification. TradeRepublic. And for the deployment anxiety, it's less because I see what's happened. This was a draft of a slide, and I kept it as is, because if I start telling what is sub the world, how we like care about this, it would be a lot of, and I think maybe next conference, really, maybe next conference we will tell about this. I'll tell you that in short. Yes, it's about messaging using Kafka, using messaging. So when your service is down, you have messages to your service, and this messages is just stored before you again alive. If you don't have it, when you stop your application, your service is down, you just you just block other people. When you have this messaging pattern, you don't. But again, it's out of scope. But please care of it. And the deployment, like an empty slide, because you are really prepared for. You have your manifest sorted, you have your code test, you have your container release. Yes, and deployment is just changing the version. So it's super easy. Just use Blueprint deployment, raise your new release of services, raise your pods, make sure they are up and running, make sure else checks okay, green, and then roll the trap. Also a good way to scan dependencies here. If you care about security, scan dependencies, you should understand what's in your main, how many vulnerabilities there, is there some, scan your dependencies. Because again, you are like less worried, you are ready to continuous deployment. You are ready to continue deployment, but when you go there, you again can start. Yes? Before I just was by push to main, I can block someone, but okay. But when I push to main now, after introducing continuous deployment, I'm really releasing. Every time I push, I release. So it's like raising our SRS a lot. Is it not very happy? Okay, how we can handle this again? To the green zone, we can introduce feature flags actually. Yes. What's feature flags? It is way is just a switch. Turn on my feature, turn off my feature. And that's in seconds. It's not like 2 minutes, it's in seconds. If you have marketing emails, you can release something in a seconds interval. That's cool. That's really decreasing your MTTR again, even in green zone. And what usually comes with feature flags? Yes, because feature flag, we can turn it on and turn it off for all the users. And it sometimes doesn't make sense. You're really not enabling some new testing approaches, but when you can target users, when you can say, okay, this is user from my friends and family groups, and we in TradeRepublic use it a lot. So we have account IDs that we store, that are people that are subscribed to our beta. And that's employees of TradeRepublic and friends of TradeRepublic, family members, but we can target them, can enable features for them. Later, we can use canary, yes, because targeting can enable abuse toggle with feature purpose enables canary release. So you can target 1% of user, deploy it, and that's how we test in production for a limited small amount of users. Look over. Yeah, I have actually open the gate, close the gate, up to the gate. It's about categories. But feature flags doesn't come with no cost. It's maintained. So in your code, there is a new entities you should handle. It's clean up. Because if you have some feature flags that introduced a year ago, it's always true for many, many months. But for some reason, I don't know, your feature toggle series is down and you like fallback and this flag is false, but the whole of your code doesn't expect this is false. Yes, the whole of your code like get used to this is true, but you should maintain this actually. You should clean up all flags. You should make reasonable defaults. So this is now not false by default, but true. But it helps a lot. Now you can release 100 times. Oh, sorry. It's the main actually topic there. Distinguish deployment and release. Before, when we deploy, we deliver features. Yes, like we have some new code, we deploy, it works. That's it. But when we have feature toggles, we deploy and we can release at any time. Yes, we can release one feature, two features, 100 features at any time with just one click. And it also can be distributed by services. One feature plug can enable different features connected to each other in different microservices. Feature flags are insane. Recommend. Mindset. So none of this is like not useless, but best to have with the proper mindset. And first thing is like you will fail. You will introduce bug. Yes, you like say we are humans. We are not robots. We do errors, and proper mindset. You will fail. Be ready for this. Have your tools. So when you can roll back, it's good. When you have feature flags and disable it, it's good. It helps you. So when something fails and you have messaging, it's so no domain events are lost, it's good. So proper mindset, do not afraid, do it, but have the right tools. But you eventually there will be some fails. Like accept it. And go the extra mile. Because when you have all of this from ingredients, yes, you can now release quickly. But it's all about humans. Yes. Now we have AI. That's like let's keep AI aside today. But we have kind of good tools, not in marketing, but renovate dependable the tools I know that just go to your code base, search for dependencies, and upgrade them. And when you upgrade them, you create this renovate dependable tool. They create PR. And if you have CI, and this PR is free, we in TradeRepublic after merging. So as you see, 500 deployments a day, it's kind of 10,000 deployments a month, insane. And more than 1,000 of them was just automated deployment. So no human involved here. And we have less vulnerable services, less vulnerable libraries. We have up-to-date pipelines everywhere. We have up-to-date Docker images. So absolutely automatically. Add to their AI, there will be more PRs merged just without any human at all. Recite. So we have ingredients. It should have recite. So how do you introduce changes to the way you introduce changes? And to boost your appetite, what to expect? And actually, TradeRepublic uses Tron-based development for so long, so it was really hard to find numbers of this migration because all of the migrations was years ago from JIT-Flow to Tron-based development. And when we did it, it's 2023, year 2023. We had a service that just go like 6 deployment per week and say something. And here we introduce Tron-based development. Bam. And here we introduce renovate independent buttons that are aftermath years. Bam. We have a lot of dependencies updated. And then we just keep it like always clean, recent, which is good. And just see. 5 deployments, 26. 4 or 5 times more deployments. Yes, I believe they're granular. That's not like equals to feature numbers, but it's much better throughput for your changes. So recently, start small, and if you want to introduce it, if you have a service that requires this high throughput, start small, find these 1-2 services, communicate your approach. It's very important. Protect your main from any changes without PRs. Keep your main green with CI always. Like for the first step, it should be like 5 days. If you can keep main branch for 5-10 days green, you can go next step. It also introduced for ice. For ice is just no changes is done by only one person. For example, someone should review you, and without this review, you can go to me. Whew, sir. Yeah. Safety first. Next step into every type. So this red button is Ukraine. It should be implemented. It's a rollback. And also, there's something we can call roll forward. It's emergency deployment. Because sometimes we need to bypass all of this check. Yes, more checks we have in CI, they consume more time. And we can handle this, but when we should deploy a pixel in minutes, we should use emergency deployment. We should get rid of some testing, some important stacks, but we can do it later. At the moment, we should skip everything not necessary to just push to production. So it also should be implemented. There should be posture and better SLAs than for just CD, because sometimes when you're working with blinds, we in developer experience provide pipelines, and rollback pipeline is one of the pipelines. So if something fails and we need to fix it, we can fail our rollback also. So please be careful. There should be no dependency between these two approaches: regular deployment and emergency deployment, and rollback. And test it continuously. So release often, test continuously your rollback. If you don't use it for a month, maybe it's broken. And maybe when it's time to use it, you will have enough. These two available. Should be fine flag. So actually feature flags, use it, have a convention of using it, because it's important. Again, feature flags do the best when many services can use it. And because we have microservices, and features should be implemented in many services. So have a convention, have a tool maybe. But feature flag could be a parameter in your URL, a property in your config map, a property in your Spring properties. Like everything could feature flag, but they should play their purpose well. So have a convention, how do you use it, and regular cleanup, very important. Release often to make your pipelines work, make workflows busy, break down features. It's part of a culture. When you use trunk-based development, your releases should be more granular. I hate this word, but don't speak it. And smaller. And user innovate dependable, because it's a really easy way to make your workflows run without your involvement. And there was a question when to release. The answer is it depends. If you have a service that is in active development, and you really need to increase your throughput, use TBD. You benefit from frequent releases. When you have your CI solid, you can use it. When you implement a rollback, easy rollback, use it. When you have a service, you need to commit to there once a month, once and more. Or you have uncoordinated owners. So some people sometimes commit to here, and value you end the task for help. So it's not maybe the right place to use trunk-based development. But step aside, yes, it's TradeRepublic to use trunk-based development for everything. Absolutely. And just and big test coverage. If you still don't have it, don't try trunk-based development for now. Do CI before, do rollback before, then trunk-based. Elephant in the Room by ChatGPT. And how come this Peter didn't say nothing about QAs that are not there, right? But the thing is, as many startups, TradeRepublic was a startup one day, and Just there was some exceptional developers doing everything by their own, and they build the system. They write the code, they deliver the code, they test the code, they shift left everything. They shift left security with tooling. They shift left testing with proper tooling, and they still have everything in there. And after we grow to the how many hundreds of developers now, we didn't hire actually any QA engineers. We rely on tools. We build these tools. And one engineer that we had is a performance engineer, and he builds tools for people or developers to use. So they again releases in the hands of developers, and platform and tooling about testing. It's in the hands of platform. So we provide it. So you won't be like blocked with your changes. Um, that's kind of it. When I'm speaking over these slides, I always have had different text. Hope I covered everything, but I think it's impossible to cover everything. But that's the idea. If you think that to move fast, you should have this. How can I say? Quality should suffer. That's what's true. Quality don't suffer, but the shift is from manual deployment, where people in the software development life cycle, we remove more people. We leave in developer life cycle only engineer. And again, role of quality people who concerned about this is about building right processes, building right tools, and deliver them inside of Lua. And I think that's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's what we do. And questions? Yes, I don't know where to start, but I will start.